Hey, it's Matt, and we're back with our last MontelenaAMA video on bottling. Today we're going to talk about closures, corks, screw caps, your thumb, whatever. Ready? Yeah. Our first question today comes from Instagram user JBMS0 from Sonoma. JB wants to know, are there any trials underway, and if not, what would constitute any impetus to use an alternate closure such as screw cap? Market demand, reduction in risk, or cork failure? It's a great question, JB, and I'm glad you asked it. There are really only two components that touch your wine: the inert glass bottle and the stopper that the winery selects. Here at Montelena, for the last decade or so, we've spent a month every single year doing as much testing as is reasonably possible on our natural cork stoppers to make sure they were as clean as from TCA as they could be, to make sure they were consistent, and to make sure that they looked beautiful. But we reached a point about a year ago where we said what we're doing now isn't enough. And we decided with the 2014 reds and the 2015 whites to move entirely over to DM corks. The amazing thing about DM is that they take the corks themselves and they treat them with supercritical CO2. What does that do? Supercritical CO2 removes all TCA. It also removes 24 other chemical compounds that could affect how the wine smells and tastes, things you don't want to deal with. The other piece of it that's really important is that all of these corks are extremely consistent. That means bottle-to-bottle variability essentially goes away, and they come with a 30-year integrity guarantee. So you can rest assured that the bottle you get from us is exactly the way it's supposed to be. Great question, JB. Our next question comes from Vintus. If you've ever wondered how our wines get from the winery to your neighborhood retail shop or restaurant, Vintus is the one who takes care of that, and they do a great job for us. They want to know, how does Montelena select its corks? Well, following up on what we've told you about DM, I think it's important to highlight the fact that all of these corks are guaranteed to be TCA free. That means less than 0.5 nanograms per liter of TCA in each cork. That's the lowest testing threshold in the world. It's essentially less than 1 drop in an Olympic-sized swimming pool. So these things are clean. Secondly, we select the very finest DMs available. So as I mentioned before, that means these corks all come in with a 30-year integrity guarantee. You won't find it at any other closure in the industry. While other closures like screw caps certainly have their place, we really believe in the inherent stability and benefits of that internal closure with a cork sitting inside the actual bottle itself. So you have that surface area touching the inside, and it guarantees that the cork isn't going to move around if it's dinged, if the bottle's dropped, if you happen to stand it up, if you look at it the wrong way. DMs really are the finest closures available on the market. Our next question comes from Eduardo. Eduardo wants to know, what determines the type of cork that's better for red wine or white wine bottles? Big picture question, and a good one. I think there's some misperception out there that there are special closures for different varieties or different bottles. I think the take home is to find a producer that you trust. Find a producer that's always going to put the highest quality closure available, independent if it's white or red. Here at Montelena, since we really want to make sure that not only are wines going to taste delicious when they get to you, but that there's that potential to age in the future, we put the exact same high-end closure in our Steak Cabernet as we do in our Riesling and Sauvignon Blanc. That's our guarantee to you. Well, that's all the time we have for today. It's actually the last day of our spring bottling run, and we've really enjoyed answering all of your questions about bottling. If you have any more, make sure you reach out to us on social media through Facebook, Instagram, or Twitter, and use the hashtag MontelenaAMA. If you have any other suggestions for further videos or topics you'd like us to cover, let us know. We love connecting with you, we love answering your questions, and we love sharing our expertise and experience here in making wine through Chateau Montelena. Until next time, see you later.